Actually, this scientist thing was coming from my childhood. Can you guess from where? It was Amazon. Down to 12th classes only, I started developing applications.
Oh, in 11th class, you was developing the application.
Yeah. Then after the school completion, I decided for preparing for the JEE for a year.
Okay.
Actually, there is a, I can say,
Again, a flip side.
flip side lens. and it actually helped me to achieve in a right now.
Okay.
Nice. I made sure that if I'm taking engineering, I'll become a good engineer. That was my main motive.
मतलब आपका बार्ट वाले पे भी नहीं हुआ और फिर Amazon वाले में भी नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my turning point actually.
Okay.
Okay, so you did not join IIT at that point in time.
So I have taken that risk.
Okay.
And I won't be a full IIT.
You have taken enough risk previously.
So being a school topper doesn't mean that you will be a topper in this exam also. Is that true?
I was not even able to crack that institute test.
Okay. What an entrance examination is like, and you get to face that competition, which will ultimately tell you where you stand. What's your biggest challenge so far in ISRO that you have faced? So, what was your father's reaction after going through all of this? But what are the other aspects one should be having in order to build their career in science and research?
Anyone who is best in India is the best in the world.
Correct. Correct. I'd like to tell it to my audience that it's always good to aim for higher, but this story is not about getting into IITs, or this story is not about getting into prestigious colleges. This story is basically, this podcast is basically about achieving your dreams, believing in yourself, as Aditya did, and Aditya will uncover all of these things to us. How he aimed for IIT, how he couldn't get into IITs, how he then managed to do several jobs at few MNCs, but then his passion-driven approach landed him into ISRO. So this story, this podcast is about those students who are passion-driven, who are working hard day and night for achieving their dreams. Aditya can be the perfect epitome for this. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Test Prep Guide podcast channel. Today we have Aditya Bhardwaj with us, an ISRO scientist. We will be discussing his journey, all his preparation during the last couple of years, and finally getting landed into ISRO. He accomplished his dream after a lot of pain, after a lot of hard work. We are going to discuss all of this in detail, which will be helpful for you as a parent also to understand, and of course as a student to know that what it all takes to get your dream come true. There are few things that you have to let go in life in order to achieve something bigger, be it getting into IITs or be it scoring at a high level entrance examination, but your ultimately aim goal is important. You have to let it go. Now we'll hear it from Aditya. So welcome to the podcast, Aditya. So Aditya, we have many questions. Okay, we have gone through your profile. We have connected with you, and we are thankful to you that you have taken out your precious time in order to join us today. So Aditya, we'll be talking in length today. Okay, so I'm sure that this podcast is going to be a lengthier one. So that is okay, because ultimately our students will get some answers, okay, to their questions, and I'm sure that they will be inspired after hearing whatever you just told us backstage. Okay. Right. So Aditya, help us understand as of now what you are doing currently at your position as of now, and then we'll go back and we'll see what your academics and everything is work.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. And just tell what I am right now working on. So I am working as a scientist in ISRO in one of the center called the National Remote Sensing Center. Okay. Which primarily focuses on remote sensing satellites. Correct. And it's acquired those satellites data and then processes those data. Okay. And then generates application for society needs. Okay. So my work in the center is developing software models for real-time processing the satellite data and generating the products.
Okay, great. So can you help us understand a little bit more? Because then whatever you do at ISRO, you want our students to understand that, and then we go deep down into your stream, your examinations that you have given, your accomplishments, and how you actually landed into ISRO. Okay, so we talk into detail. So for now, just help us understand a little bit what you exactly do in a layman's language. What do you do at ISRO?
Okay, I'll just give you a complete trajectory. How the whole path is being followed from, you can say, the requirement from a user to the fulfilling the user's requirement.
Yeah.
So initially, when the ISRO was being formed, it was like tech driven. So when we following some technology, then going to the users for its user trade. But now the requirement is like you get the users requirement,
Right.
then you develop a technology for it.
Okay.
So most of us have seen these rocket launches from Serial Kota. We have countdowns, the rocketizing, the space, the complete trajectory, all the stages separating out,
Right.
and injection of a satellite. It's all right.
Yeah.
But actual work happens after the ceremony is last stage, in the backstage. That okay, the whole operation thing that you have to get the data from the satellites to serve the society. Sorry, or generate some fulfill some missions objective. So if I'll give you example, that let's say you have a launch vehicle in the Sierra Equator.
Okay.
It will inject the satellite into the orbit.
Right.
Let it the satellite be the Earth observation satellite.
Okay.
So my main from the National Remote Sensing Center, so primary focus is on the Earth observation satellite. So let's take example of E06. It's a Ocean Sat 3.
Okay.
So once the satellite is in the orbit, it will be sensing the oceans.
Correct.
So like it will be having certain payloads like ocean current monitor, SSTM, sea surface temperature monitor, and the spectrometer for getting the data wind vector.
Right.
Once we have all these data of a particular, let's say, object like here, the images, ocean is here. We retrieve those data. You can see if these are in the center, there are different areas. So that's about being really focusing on the satellite data acquisition.
Okay.
What they will take the signals, generate the bits, that data.
Right.
So once that bit is generated, the next task is do the data processing.
So nice.
So from the data processing to the image
Right.
or the products, it is called a data processing task. So my role is in that data processing chain.
No.
So I do the only type of January. It's a teamwork actually.
Yeah.
So different team members here under different roles
Right.
and software models. So my role was let's say example developing certain period and parameter display.
Right.
So once the satellite is in the orbit, you have to know where the satellite is in the on latitude around your orbit surface
Right.
and how much data rate it is dumping. So was that all the parameters? Let's say this is an example of one software model.
Okay.
It's an admin worker I have developed. So then from bit the image, it will be generating the image, and from the image once it is generated, the further application is being done over that. So that application is like let's say it will be displayed on a portal, just like we do the maths, but that is not being updated randomly. So we have our own you can say navigation satellites on this remote sensing images which we get. We can make a mosaic and generate our own whole country level map.
Understood. So, in a nutshell, in a student's language or in a layman's language, what I can perceive what you just said is that once the satellite is in the orbit, it sends you the data in the form of bits, and those bits are then collected at your sector. With the help of those bits, you create a landscape or a picture altogether. You put that bit into a picture, which is then human readable.
Yeah.
Correct? So,
If it is a remote sensing, it's a image.
right.
It actually depends on the product actually. Let's say some payload is a oximeter.
Okay.
If we be using future missions like Lavania for checking the radiations in the orbit.
Right.
So dosimeter, you can't be perceiving from images.
Correct.
It will be a certain type of graphs.
Okay.
So that is also one type of product.
Okay.
So different types of products are being generated based on the payload on the spacecraft.
Okay. So you were also mentioning us a little bit. We'll spend some more time on your work profile because we also need to understand, and then we'll go straight to the academic part and the student-centric part, your story, which we wanted to bring out today. Okay. So help us understand what this data is all about and what applications are using this data and in which manner people are getting benefit out of this.
Okay. So as I take an example of motion set.
Okay.
So it's having these payloads like spectrometer for the wind vector, ocean color monitor for getting the color of the ocean.
Okay.
So I'll give the example for this use case.
Okay.
you see that these fishermen who go for the level of the oceans for catching the fishes. So before the space technology uses, they will go to the oceans based on their instinct. Okay, in which region they can catch the fishes.
Okay, at the random places they will go without having a knowledge where there is a potential spot where they can have him. Okay.
And even they even cross the international borders, which is a challenge for them.
Okay.
So what the ISRO has provided a solution there was we have this data from the ocean side. We give them the location of potential fishing zone.
Okay.
Where they can go in which direction, then most of the fishes will be there. And how these are being calculated, like using ocean color, you can get to know, okay, where the more green is there, more fragrance can be there.
Current.
Okay, either using the sea surface temperature, you can get to know, okay, when the chance of fishes can be there.
Right.
Based on this analysis, we give the potential fishing zone to the solution line. They go there, they can easily catch the fish.
Okay.
And in order to solve the problem that they sometimes cross the international borders, so we have our own navigation solution like Malik. So we give them the other intent. Okay, whenever they are trying to cross the sea, you can say international sea boundary.
Okay.
Then now we'll give them.
So it's like a map for these fishermen which you have created, which will help them in their various tasks, and it will help them in on their day-on-day basis tasks, whichever they are carrying. Correct? Yeah. Okay. You were also telling us about another application which is being used, I think, in Uttarakhand, landslides and all, I think.
Yeah,
Something.
all these remote sensing satellites are sensing the Earth. So either the sensing can be the active sensing or the passive sensing based on the sensors on the board. Active sensing is like you are beaming on the object and getting the parameters from that. And passive is like you are using the external source or which is lighting that object and then you are sensing it. So like let's say sensing can be like in the range of microwave, let's say reset, which can also even penetrate clouds. And which can be used for, you can say, 24/7 monitoring of the all surface. Another one is the optical.
Okay.
So, but it having a limitation that it can embed the clouds and it will be working on the day.
Okay.
And as per the recent application, let's say the Wynard landslides. So we are using these images from these remote sensing satellites only, which we are providing to the administration. Based on the analysis, they analyze, okay, how much the destruction has been through the sea officials.
Okay. So this is a wonderful job. I think you are contributing a lot, and I hope you are highly motivated and satisfactory at your job, right? Okay. So we have understood, Aditya, what you do at ISRO. Now the story begins. And I also would like to tell it to my students, because we come across various parents, various students every other time. Everybody is running after, they already have an aim, okay? And everybody is running not less than for an IIT. Okay, everybody wants to go forward to an IIT. Here, I would like to tell it to my audience that it's always good to aim for higher, but this story is not about getting into IITs. This story is not about getting into prestigious colleges. This podcast is basically about achieving your dreams, believing in yourself, as Aditya did, and Aditya will uncover all of these things to us, how he aimed for IIT, how he couldn't get into IITs, how he then managed to do several jobs at few MNCs, but then his passion-driven approach landed him into ISRO. So this podcast is about those students who are passion-driven, who are working hard day and night for achieving their dreams. Aditya can be the perfect epitome for this. Okay. So Aditya, let's start with your educational background. You were telling us a little bit about your educational journey, right? You were preparing for your JEE examination, then you landed into some regional engineering entrance examination, right?
Yeah.
And then you landed into some other college back here in Delhi, just because you were not getting the specialization. So you were putting more stress on the specialization rather than putting it onto a college. Is that true?
Yeah. I'll just begin my story from my college days, right?
Sure.
I was having the passion for the computer science.
Uh-huh.
So after class 8, you used to play. Okay, most of us play the games. Correct. So I used to wonder that, okay, how these softwares are being developed.
Right.
So from the beginning only, I tried to analyze, okay, using the language from, like, say, C language in 11th or 12th classes only, I started developing applications.
Oh, in 11th class, you was developing the application.
Yeah, and it helped me to even achieve a top 0.1 percentile in computer science.
It's great. That's great.
So computer science was a passion for me during my school days. Okay. And but we had to go to the college also after schools. So during after the school completion, I decided for preparing for the JEE for a year.
Okay.
So then JEE preparation happened, and I got a good rank for a suitable certain NIV, but it was not suitable for my branch.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I also given the certain test for the recent colleges, like Koshak was there, one of them, which was located in Kerala. So I given that a good rank was there. So I'll give you my story then.
Before that, my students also wanted to understand, because most of them are preparing for IITs, right? And many of them are from Middle East and from US, okay? And they are aspiring engineering students, and now they are looking India as their next pit stop, where they can come in and get education. They're preparing for IITs. I just want them to know what was approximate rank which you have attained in, and you attempted only once, I guess.
No, at I said with full preparation, that was a month set. Yeah. The first time during the 12th, okay, without any preparation, I attempted.
You did that. Okay. Yeah. So what was your rank?
So it was around 50K.
50,000. Okay.
Yeah, so when JEE main rank score was 161 over 30.
Okay.
That was the marks, and okay,
And that couldn't stop you.
yeah, that really stopped me, and I was able to at least write the JEE advanced thing.
Correct.
So that along with this JEE thing, we most of us used to give this prepare for other exams like VAR, DI. At that time, it was BidStack.
Correct.
BidStack was there, or you can say COSAT, IIT University, recent centers, regional states colleges were there.
Yes.
So, and at that time, along with JEE main, I also given the written test for the IIT University. Second was the COSAT.
Okay.
That was one of the university in Kerala.
Okay.
So, and I got a good rank in that exam, that it was around 376 rank.
Okay.
Which are good decent for getting your own college with a good branch.
So you managed to get admission in COSAT.
Actually, there is you can say,
Again, a flip side.
flip side lens.
Okay. What was that?
You see, I went to the Kerala for the admission.
Okay. For counseling.
For the counseling thing, I went to the counseling day, and once I got in the presentation the name of the branch and the name of the college, I was happy that for which I have applied, I have got it.
Okay, you were able to get the computer science in that college.
Yeah, actually there was two types of college in that university. One was the SOE, second was the CUSAC.
Okay.
CUSAC. And the university name was CUSAT. CUSAT.
Okay.
So I mistakenly filled the second college as the first preference.
Okay.
Because the college name was looking similar to the first one. And actually the web page was written in Malayalam.
Okay. So you thought that maybe this is the primary college I'm applying for. No, it was a secondary one.
Secondary one. Okay. I went there on the counseling day. In the presentation, I saw my name with the same branch and the same college which I applied for. I took my document. I was planning to go. I've been informed to go to second hall. Just fill up the complete document. I used to send it out your documents. Complete the application process.
Okay.
I was in the floor to that second hall, and suddenly a random student came in between and asked me, "Okay, yeah, got a good running, and why are you have selected a second college instead of the first one?" That counseling was happening in a weird college, and that MES was course.
That was the flip point.
Yeah. So I wondered what has happened. Maybe it's mistakenly it happened, and I was just the first who is allocating the colleges and grants. He told, okay, you take the admission in the second college, and after second year, you can go to the main college.
Okay.
So at that time, I was in the moment that, okay, I was having 500 ranks. If I submit it, my admission will be upping, and all the things.
Then you were able to take admission.
Yeah.
The other 2 years are gone.
Yeah.
And the second college.
And it's not confirmed also. So I took a bold decision. I decided I won't be taking the admission.
Okay, so you are at the counseling venue and you are about to submit your documentation there to get admission into it. In front of the counselor, you decided that you will not be going further.
Yeah, and you can see the moment is like I was already taken a document. No, right now all no college is sure right now.
Okay.
And the decision today, okay, from the north, I came to the south. Then the things which you are expecting, you are not getting.
They were.
That was the moment I have to take a decisive decision. Okay, I taken it choice that I know won't be taking that decision. I came back to Delhi. And by chance, my father, actually, I have also given the written test for the in-person university. He has completed the counseling form for the in-person university and asked me, okay, you better go for that,
Yeah.
which is nearby college also.
Okay. So, which is your home college, kind of.
Yeah,
In your home city.
yeah, no, sorry. So, and actually helped me to achieve in which I am right now.
Okay.
Nice. So I taken that vision in my current college, which was Maharaja Asian Institute of Technology, and all the ambience was good. All the things people were they were collaborating. They even we can say more fairly like then you can easily approach to them and ask the questions. That was one whole college thing new at me.
Right.
And if I say during my college time, I used to work on. So I made sure that if I'm taking engineering, I'll become a good engineer. That was my main motive. I got my preferred branch computer science, and not from the IIT thing. I thought that okay, this is the college which I got.
And yeah, one more thing. I'll just sorry to cut you off. Just when you were when you were having this run or like 50,000, you were also getting the NITs at that point in time. Why you did not go for that? Just because of the specialization or what?
Actually, one was the specialization.
Okay.
And the second thing was those NITs were in more eastward side, far away from. Okay. So I decided, okay, there was choice between the college thing and the lines thing.
Right.
And I analyzed myself that, okay, at what I'm good at.
Right.
So I analyzed during my school thing, okay, I was good in computer science. I'll be definitely going for the going forward for it, okay. Even if the college is not the one which I'm in, okay. So once I got the admission in my college, all the things were going happy, and I decided that whatever the college I'm getting, whatever the project is, I'll be becoming more engineer in that. So first year one, second year pass, it was going good. Now, along with the college, still I have that fight for, you can say, for the IITs thing.
Okay.
So
Her passion was still there.
it's still there. So I didn't stop there, and I decided to participate in competitions.
Okay.
Conducted by the IITs also, like years of competitions in the robotics thing.
Correct.
That will keep me apart with the students of the IITs.
Right.
So that I participate in many things, many competitions. Even one of the competitions was Smart India Hackathon, which was first time conducted in 2017.
Oh wow.
Okay, it was conducted by government, and that the current Prime Minister had, he wanted to involve the youths in the national development.
Correct. Correct.
So we found a team. We selected a problem statement of ISRO. That was the first time that the ISRO thing came. That we can get in solving a problem that will be used in in the organization.
And you did not miss the opportunity to apply for it because ultimately you were aiming for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So already my name was first only one thing, that become a wood engineer. So I using that different competitions, I tried to solve the various problems. Okay. So we found a team. We went to the hackathons. We got selected to the finale.
Okay.
But on the finale days, they was not with us. Okay. So we couldn't be the finalists. We cancelled the meta.
And this hackathon happened in your college?
No, we had to go to other college that was in the Gujarat Technical University, and there we had the first interaction with one of the ISRO scientists, like Irumasa.
Okay.
So he came there as the judge. So that first interaction, the scientist happened. So that gave us you can say the impetus, and that feeling of not becoming the winner of that competition, right? So then somewhere.
Correct. Right.
So in that way, the college was going on.
You were able to foresee yourself into their place that by doing something or the other, ultimately be landing up over there.
Yeah. And by chance, I was getting the awards from childhood only that, okay, in school days, okay, coaching institute used to come to the college for their admissions. One of the competition like young scientist award during my school time. Then during the college time, super scientist award. So that was awards I was getting, and the scientist award was clipping every year from
Okay.
around okay. So that was the journey from to the college thing.
Okay. So basically, you were surrounded by an ecosystem which motivates you, and never this thing has ever happened that you were diverted from your goal. Right? When you were in college, again, you were participating in those extracurricular activities, and you were participating in these hackathons, so that in order to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Also, you mentioned about coaching and all, and also need, because we all need to do online coaching when we're preparing students around the year. One of the reason of doing this podcast is to help them also understand that IIT is good. You should always aim for it, but the bigger aim is that whatever specialization you want to get in, college is not ultimately important. Ultimately, your dedication and your honesty toward your specialization is actually important.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
No. Fine. So, help us understand a little bit about the role of coaching. As you said that previously, when we were talking backstage, you were telling me that when I think you were even in your job, I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
When you were doing coaching, and you told me few things. I think you can elaborate it much in a much better way. So, what happened in 2018? Help us understand.
Okay. So while I was in engineering, in my final year, I decided to why not go for again preparing the GATE exam.
Okay, so this is when you are in the college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there was something craving in my heart that okay, we generally used to prepare for the JEE for the admission in colleges. I thought why not to again prepare for GATE, that I can again get the opportunity to go for the masters and fulfill my dream of getting in IITs.
Okay.
So in while in my final years in my college,
Yeah.
I decided to prepare for the GATE. So I asked my father to give the fees for the college coaching, and he took. There was something financial issues due to some accidents. He had to go to his job, and he took loan from his close friend, and we haven't given the fees to the coaching.
Okay.
In whole 2018, I was preparing for the GATE. It was a weekend batch actually. So college last semester was also going on, and from the June onwards, complete year dropped.
Right.
And at that time, I was also having the offer of 3 companies
Okay.
with the campus placement. So, but still, my parents believed me. Okay, I can do something better.
Okay.
So they have.
So you did not, मतलब आपने कहीं में भी join नहीं किया.
I didn't.
You didn't join at all, but you must feel you heard dream again.
Yeah. So I decided, okay, let's retry it. So 2018, not till November 2018, the coaching was going on, all the preparations, all the things were going on. Coaching ended. Now the exam that we have taken 2019 February.
Right.
And then in last 2 months, we used to have to do the self-study, right?
Correct.
So at that time, I made a mistake, which I get to know while preparing for the GATE. During my JEE, at that time also during my JEE, I made a mistake that was just studying the theory, not practicing the questions.
Okay.
This time I prepared for the notes. I practiced the questions, but I can make one mistake that took the revision for which I needed a short notes.
Okay. And how much time are you spending on your preparation at this point in time?
It was a whole 1 year from January
On a daily basis.
on a daily basis. Other than coaching classes used to happen on weekends only.
Okay.
9 hours. After that, once the college was over, I was studying for 10 hours.
Okay.
For each subject, needing the theory, practicing the questions previous year.
Okay.
But as the coaching was over, and for the last 2 months, I was like, again, I have to reread the notes so that I get confidence in the subject. Then I'll practice the questions.
Okay.
That was rereading the notes, that 300 pages in each register, was consuming some time. And I realized at that time that I needed the short notes.
Right.
So, by this preparation and this example that I got to know, okay, I tell you one thing that with this all preparation, I learned one thing that in order to succeed in an exam, you need to have 5 pillars.
Okay.
Firstly, you should have the notes from our source. Secondly, you have to practice the questions with the workbook, institute gives. Thirdly, you have to solve the previous year question so as to get accommodating with the
Similar visuals come to that level.
yeah.
Okay.
Then the fourth one is the test series.
Hmm.
You have to practice the test in that time duration only so as to get accommodating with the exam.
Right.
Fifth one is the short notes.
Okay.
Without short notes, you can't revise.
Hmm.
So that in general, you can say these 5 pillars are there, which will help you to crack any exam.
Okay.
So this I learned from all these preparation of JEE gate thing. So now the exam day was there in the February 2019. I give it the exam with the whole bulk of notes and the started practice questions. But at that attempt, I got a rank of 18 earlier, okay, which I would be planning to further improve.
Okay.
While all this was going on with the preparation, and I was in a broke year, and
This time now you're planning for a second attempt.
yeah,
Okay.
and still my parents are believing in me. I'll be doing the things good. I was in a drop. I got the 1800 and that was suitable for getting into an IITs. So I thought for the IIT.
Okay.
So again, the preparation was still continuing, but
You were still chasing it.
yeah, but I decided that okay, I had being a eldest in the family, I had to be returning back to my home also something.
Correct.
So, in between my line of, I used to also give certain interviews to some companies, regularly practicing having the interview skills.
Correct.
And while this preparation of GATE, if you prepare the syllabus of GATE, you will be also able to crack the other PSU's exams also.
Okay.
Even the exams of BARC, DRD, ISRO. So at that time during the 2018, there was a notification of BARC also. So I have also given the written test of BARC, whose result was expected to come in 15th of that. Okay. And 2 weeks from the result of BARC, I also got a mail, random mail from Amazon.
Okay.
There's a job opening for the cloud support associate with this online test link. So I thought, okay, let's have a interview trial.
Let's apply it. Let's see what will happen.
Yeah. So for the February 2019, I given the online test, and by chance, after 1 week, I got the reply mail, regret mail. That's sorry, you're not selected.
Okay.
I know that mail because I was not focusing on Amazon at that time. I was waiting for the 15th April.
Yeah.
The result of BARC. 15th April came. The idea was searching my name in the PDF, and there was no name.
Okay.
I was like, that was my breaking point.
मतलब आपका बार्क वाले पे भी नहीं हुआ और फिर अमेजोन वाले में भी नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and even not even the ideas. That was a breaking point. That, okay, what is happening? I have taken a drop. I have ignored the offers which I got in my campus.
Yes.
So I asked my friend, one of my friends who was my batchmate of my coaching, to just meet up and this Rajiv Shop, you say there's a pan near the corner.
But this your examination score, it didn't help you in any of those things.
No, examination score, if I could have applied to an IIT, I would have learned the language. I didn't have applied to IIT. I was just trying to reach a certain level that so I don't have to depend on it.
ठीक है. That's to have the right for self-sustain yourself, then you can do it at your own cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that after that breaking point, from the 15th April,
I apply for the jobs and all.
yeah, I decided to let's go for the job so as to support the family.
Correct.
And at that time, that whole year, there was no source of income.
Okay.
So my father used to manage somehow, surviving. We were in the survival mode. And after that, I called that after the result of BARC, I called my friend. Let's meet up in Rajiv Shop. There's a park in the near the Connaught place. We were talking about all the hard work handling, and we are not getting any result. What is happening? He told me it's good. There's a failures and success in life. Like when you there fun, you just join the job. So I decided, okay. So and while we were talking, we just by work we went to the nearby Gurudwara. That is a Bangla Sahib Gurudwara is there.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So we did the worship and like I just worship back of you. Please help me. So that was going on. And 1 week after, I got a call from like start of my friend. Come for the interview. And I'll tell you that the whole this year that in the preparation mode, I got one skill in me that if I am able to mean the interview, I will definitely able to crack the.
Okay, so that confidence was there just because you were prepared for these examinations.
Yeah.
Now you're self-confident.
Only thing was stopping with the first round knowing test or something. Okay. So I went to the interview, and the interview went well with the Saturn. All the things were reasonable, and I came back. After one day, I got the result from the Saturday. We are selected you come for the joint.
Okay.
And after 1 hour that train, I did got a mail. Can you guess from where? It was Amazon.
Okay.
Nice thing that sorry to inform that please ignore the previous mails which you got the rejection that was wrongly sent.
Okay.
Please come for the interview.
Okay. So now you have two options. When you were having none in your hand, now you have two options to join in.
Yeah, and that was my turning point actually.
Okay.
I was thinking that okay, see what is happening. Everything 1 week back, everything was like a failure thing, and then in 1 week everything changed. You have to do offers, all the things of the. And I at this point I was heading on LinkedIn. Now the online test is now let's go successfully able to pass on. So I will be definitely able to crack the interview because I'm facing the interview now.
Current.
So 30th April 2018, I went to the Amazon. That was a campus pool type.
Okay.
1,000 students were there. I went there with rounds were going on. Interview rounds like first round was computer networks.
Okay.
That I prepared from the game only. That only they were asked.
So that's preparation helped you again in order to crack.
Yeah. Now these all preparations are now actually
Coming into action.
actions now.
Yes.
Computer networks, operating system, other leadership prompts was there that helped me. In the leadership round, they used to ask the stories.
Okay.
These are the stories of failures and them coming back and rising up, helping answering those questions. And the final round was the manager round. That got the interaction, and I got the offer.
Okay.
So I decided to go for the Amazon. I just give the startup.
Okay.
After that, everything was going on in the Amazon. I joined on 17 June 2019. So I went to the Bangalore, my first job.
First, you started doing job by this time.
Yeah.
Okay. So how this second attempt come into action? When did this start? And why did this start when you already started doing it?
Okay. So while I was in Amazon, there was still that creating which was going on. I actually threw 9 of 8 tank. So I was not in the, you can say the cheering mode.
You're in the comfortable mode. You are still in the aggressive mode.
Yeah. So my friends my colleagues in Amazon used to go to office and come on the go for parties. I was like, let's be in the preparation mode.
Yeah.
Go to the office, come back.
It's preparing for that.
Again, improving the subjects, improving the question, practicing the questions. All the things were going on. And after 2 months, what happened? There was notification from ISRO in September 2019.
Okay.
While I was in Amazon only.
Okay.
I feel late because the same syllabus is just like as the park was there, ISRO was also. And in this way, Amazon life was going very well.
Okay.
2019 December at time passed on. Then the January 2020,
Okay.
the written test notice was starting.
Okay.
Now I came in the written test.
And this is something that you always wanted to do.
Yeah, actually, this scientist thing was coming from my childhood. Only I used to my school friends, my teachers, my college used to. Sometimes they will label me as a scientist.
Okay.
So even in the school times, I used to get involved in the Young Scientist Award,
Yes.
and another one was the Super Scientist Award during my college time.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, just give the written test for ISRO.
So everything was giving you a sense that okay, still I'm not done. I have to. This could be my point of entry
Yeah,
into ISRO.
yeah. So this was the journey unevenly.
Okay.
Written test happened, and that was a year which was also a COVID year.
Right. Parts, I think.
Hearts.
Yes.
And if I tell you that if you aim for something which you are for long you're aiming, universe will try to help you.
Absolutely. Yes.
So all this which was a negative COVID year, it was acting positive for me. Why? Because the job was started to be a work from home.
Okay.
I used to get time. I did my work also. So it was I was in the preparation mode. So I used to complete my work half of the day, then other half of the day I'll try to prepare again for the gate.
Okay.
I thought that I'll next again improve my rank.
Okay.
So now the exam would be happening February 2021.
Okay.
So the whole 2020 years went by like that. Work from home, okay, today.
And the rest of the time you're preparing, otherwise you're working from home.
Yeah.
And not trying to study for the second attempt.
Second attempt for the gate. For the written test has already happened, and due to the COVID, the interview call hasn't come yet. So it was like preparing for gate will also happen. In the interview is yes. So now the February 2021 came. I given the written test for gate. I got this time back of 546.
Oh,
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. So that was suitable for getting a IIT.
Okay.
But somewhere now being in a work is Amazon, I was like, okay, let's continue with the job.
Okay.
And this ISRO will also have one advantage that they sponsor you for the masters.
Okay.
If you have a good rank,
Okay.
so while working, you don't have to quit any job. You can go for the IITs with this. So I decided, okay, let's crack the ISRO. The interview date was 12th March 2021.
Okay. So you did not join IIT at that point in time. You ignored it.
Yeah. Thinking that if I crack the ISRO,
Okay.
they will be sponsoring it
Okay.
with a good rank.
You will you will have a job in hand, then they will be sponsoring you, and both of your dreams would come true. Okay.
So I have taken that risk.
Okay.
And I won't be having full IIT.
You have taken enough risk previously. So this justifies all.
So now it is 12th March, the interview date for the ISRO.
Yeah.
So there was a big panel there. They asked me different questions, and all the questions were like, from my Amazon also they're asking me questions, and all this weird preparation helped me in that cracking the interview.
Okay.
And
So all of them were technical questions, or those were specifically related to your academics?
it was like in the actually.
Okay.
And that was the difference which I observed in the Amazon interview. The other private interview, they will have multiple rounds. And ISRO was like more technical, 4 core they will go.
Okay.
And that they'll tell you that technical. So in the March evening happened after 8 months they result for ISRO here.
So ISRO interview has nothing to do with your knowledge of physics, chemistry, and mathematics?
Actually I was preparing for the ISRO interview. I was thinking that they will be asking for the scientist role, right? So as scientists, like everything under the sun you should know. But also I have to limit my knowledge of answer to the syllabus.
Sorry.
Because my background is from computer science, the interview is also really from computer science. But I still, at that time, I revised my physics, chemistry, maths, and elementary.
Okay.
And then I went for the
So basics will always play the role.
basics. Will always play. You can't say like, okay, once you study, you forget nothing. Okay. Well, everything is a part of it. Even that is happening in the work also.
Okay.
If you see having also the chemistry will be there, in the propellants, all the things are there. Even the free body diagrams you used to make.
Right.
Okay. So after 8 months from the interview, I got the result of ISRO. I got selected. So everything was happy. And also my job was there. I was working in Amazon Wildlife.
Okay. And you still have the ISRO letter with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that time I had a choice that okay, to continue the Amazon thing with the high packages,
Yeah.
or shall I go for the government
ISRO. Yeah.
with a certain good package, but still prestigious fair.
So what was your father's reaction after going through all of this?
Actually, literally cry.
Really? Yeah.
But seeing that he was having one belief in me, that moment, then and that from when he has to take a loan from his friend,
Correct.
and from the result,
The Dunwich is phenomenal. Yes.
yeah. So that happened, and I decided to go for the ISRO because there was a belief in me. So I had also believe in my father.
Yeah.
That if I switch over this job for myself, I'd be in a good future.
Correct.
So all these things are
Okay. And I think आपकी अभी तक जो जर्नी थी, I think ये काफी मतलब challenges के साथ और entertaining भी I think in a way रही है. Entertaining हम लोगों के लिए तो challenging ही थी.
yeah.
But okay. अब आदित्य थोड़ा सा I wanted to ask you about few of the questions that our students most of the time they face in general. Okay, not our student but students in general. So मैं ये चीज़ आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि जब हम for example if we travel outside and we meet various students and parents across the globe, most of the time they are largely focusing on their school preparation. For example, if I visit Dubai, okay, and then when I visit meet any parent, They will say that, okay, my child is right now, he's in grade 11th or probably in grade 12th, and we are focusing largely on CBSE, okay, which is good, which is important to score good in your board examination. But at that point in time, somewhere down the line, we don't see that entrance examinations are their priority. है ना? So my question is, should when you are in grade 11th or 12th, which is also very important from an examination point of view, as you mentioned, what is more important to study for CBSE for board examination, or you should be preparing for entrance examination, or you should be doing both? Which is the priority for you?
That's a good question, and I'll answer by giving my own example.
What did you do?
Actually, for me, it was a lesson also. At my during my preparation, I did my schooling 11th and 12th.
Okay.
In the 11th, I was a topper,
Okay.
but I was also trying to prepare for the JEE. And given the test for online test, for at that time physics was there.
Okay.
And then there was an institute uh, for the change when the entrance test.
Okay.
And what I observed that being a class topper also, I was not able to get the good time in the entrance test itself of the coaching.
Okay, and that must be from my experience what I feel like. We have a small community in school. So being a school topper doesn't mean that you will be a topper in this exam in this also. Is that true?
That was happening. Being
Double.
that
Yes.
and this test, even for competitive, we have to. There's a different approach you have to apply. And test is having their non aptitude questions. There is some MCQ objective pattern is there.
You have a time limit there.
Time limit is there. And what I observed at my preparation, like unfortunately, I was not having the chance to prepare for the JEE from the 11th class itself, beginner.
Okay.
So many people may not be even aware about it. They get to know about after 12th.
Yes.
That was happening. That at least I was having the opportunity to know about it when there's a JEE after 12th.
Correct.
So my school was going on, happy, everything. I was a class teacher, but still I was not even able to crack that institute test.
Okay.
That was just the coaching and test test.
That might be an eye opener for you at that.
And I was wondering this: if I'm not able to get into a coaching institute,
Right.
so how I will be able to go for colleges? Because there's a huge jump. There's a level from 12th. You have to go to the college.
Correct.
And if you see, it is someone is just preparing for the college, schools can still label as being the top. It doesn't definitely mean like he will be able to crack that. Correct. So there is an requirement of guidance. I won't say not just the coaching is required, but still, if you have some guidance in your home, someone has already done the modes or the 5 pillars which I mentioned, that has to be followed to crack the exam. Okay. Now, that can be easiest way is to be under the coaching, or that can be done, and it's like early you start, the better you will be there.
Okay.
I have taken the coaching after the 12th.
Okay.
My college happened. I have taken a drop, prepared for it, and then I went to the industries.
So do you think that if you had taken a coaching maybe in the earlier stage would have avoided the gap year?
Yeah, definitely. I will say that that was the one thing which I always wanted to feel that. But see, based on the different conditions, different times we had the opportunities. So I'll also say that it's not just with the 11th. I would say now there's a huge community for it. It's not that once you enter into 11th, then you are wait for the coaching and then you're preparing for it. Real approach of competitive should be from the high school on.
Okay.
Not using the coaching. I'm saying in the competitive
Preparation. At least the preparation level should come up. Doesn't matter if you go for a coaching or not. Is this what we try to say? Is?
Yeah, right. So you can participate in the Olympiad. So then, not only just the school exams, you also aware of there's the competing one outside. Right. Using the Olympiads, you can brush it. So then your exam mode is also along with the MCQ typing. What are the approaches there and address this?
At least you get to understand what an entrance examination is like, and you get to face that competition, which will ultimately tell you where you stand.
Yeah.
Many a time when I'm just sharing this with you, and I've already shared with a couple of parents, when they say that my child is securing, let's say, 94%, okay, and these days it's very easy to get it. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's good that they're getting it.
But what they are struggling for the entire year is that they are struggling for the remaining 6%.
Maybe the text test more exam more.
See, you're already getting 94% marks in your 11th and 12th. Now you're struggling another 1 year for another 6%. What will that get you? That will only get you 100% in your CBSE. But what will happen immediately after 12th is the entrance examination, for which you did not even bother. You did not prepare. So this is what we also try to communicate. It does not matter where you join, what you do. The point is that you should be concerned for your future, where in time, and what we think is immediately after grade 10th, you should be start focusing on your preparation.
Yeah.
That's right. Because there's a big gap when we compare grade 10th syllabus और 11th syllabus. अगर आप 11th के syllabus को देखें तो 10th के syllabus से उसका कोई match है ही नहीं.
Another level.
वो एक अलग चीज है, right? और एक academic year 8 महीने का होता है, excluding your some education off.
Yeah.
तो अगर हम 11th को मान लेते हैं कि आपके पास 8 में से 6 महीने भी हैं, तो 6 महीने वो, और 12th में अगर आपके पास बोर्ड है और 8 months का आपका अकेडमिक ईयर है, तो उस महीने में 6 महीने से. सो दैट मीन्स अगर आप अभी ग्रेड 11th में हैं, सो प्रैक्टिकली यू जस्ट हैव 12 months टू प्रिपेयर फॉर जेईई. यू डू नॉट हैव 2 years विद यू. तो ये ना बहुत बार कन्वे करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि प्रैक्टिकली देखा जाए तो आपके पास सिर्फ 12 महीने हैं, और उन 12 महीने में भी आपको अपने स्कूल के लिए या बोर्ड के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है. So you have a shared 12 months for the entire exercise to be done.
And people are like, but struggling. Someone was just focusing on the CBSE. And once they get to know what they also have to prepare for these competitive exams. Many people are aware about it after 12th.
Yes, that is very it does happen. हमारे सिनेरियो में क्या होता है? I tell you one brief idea. A brief concept basically. इसमें क्या होता है कि most of the students who are studying with us, they are basically NRI students, okay? और NRI students का they have this opportunity. I do not know if you know this, but they have a NRI quota, which is called DASA and CIWG. Okay. So those students who belong to Middle Eastern countries, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, they have a quota. And you know what this quota does? You being a NRI student studying in Dubai, you have a NRI quota in which you can apply, and you just have to write JEE main. Okay. And government will be giving you several seats, that is around 4,000 to 4,500 approximately. This we have already mentioned on our website. And by applying in DASA quota, those 4,500 seats are reserved specifically for you. Okay. So you just write JEE main, and you will be competing only amongst the NRI students. And only amongst those NRI students, a specific NRI quota seat will be allocated to you. So that means CFDIs are there, centrally funded institutions, in which you have VITs, IITs, IICRs. So in VITs, you can easily get admission by just writing JEE. In NITs, you can get easily admission too. But not for the IIT. For IITs, there is no quota. For IITs, you have to be writing JEE main and JEE advanced the same way the Indian students are doing.
And I tell you this, for getting into ISRO, you can start from 12th also. It's not just like after grade only you have to be in this.
So what are the opportunities?
Let me tell you the opportunities, how you can get into the ISRO. So even at 12th level also, with the rank of JEE Advanced, you can get admission into IST. That is one of the colleges which is being formed by ISRO.
Okay, IST.
Indian Institute of Space and Technology.
Okay.
IIST.
Okay, IIST. Okay.
And it's must using the JEE Advanced rank only once you get admission into it. And if you have a good CGPA, these are minimum bar of CGPA. Once you have minimum of that, you can directly get into the ISRO. That they have made.
And which profile they will be offering to these students? They will be joining as
a scientist.
As a scientist. And they will be doing their graduation?
Yeah, it's going to be your BTech only in avionics, electronics, the branches. Okay. So that is the one opportunity from the place only some they can get. And even the college fees is also sponsored by ISRO. So whole the fees of the ISC is being taken care by ISRO. Only thing is that there will be a bond fee while they are working in ISRO.
Okay.
And other than this ISC, after graduation also, people can crack the gate exam with the rank of gate. Certain times there is a notification also using gate score also ISRO recruits. Another one ISRO is also having its own exam, ICRB. So which is having the same syllabus as Saturn Gate. So I would recommend if we are at that level, give your best. If you want to aim for the ISRO, the JEE Advanced is the option. Another one is if you are already in a college, give your best in gate preparation. That will help you to crack ICIV or get into the ISRO through the gate scores.
So that means they have to qualify for JEE Mains for sure, so that they can write JEE Advanced.
Yeah.
And after writing JEE Advanced, what is the typical rank at which they can also apply for this college?
I stay exactly it's among the rank of IITs only.
Okay.
So
So when they have an option to choose either IITs or IST.
and even they can go for the IIT council because it's also recruits to the campus placement at IITs and NITs. So these are the opportunities which are there to get into the onboard into the ISRO as a scientist.
Okay, understood. So that's a good information. As we are talking about ISRO again, because this topic is revolving around it, let me just ask you, like, what's your biggest challenge so far in ISRO that you have faced?
My biggest challenge in ISRO so far is like um, I would say not just the challenge, it was an opportunity also.
Okay. Yes.
Because I have to collaborate with other centers or other organizations also. Because like say these upcoming mission from ISRO. So the people from NASA are coming here, collaborating with us, and then we are together building the segways.
Okay.
So for me, the bigger challenge was or opportunity was to have a proper communication or to have a proper equation technical sharing.
Like that. Okay. Now coming back to the preparation part, because students are really interested in knowing it. How one can build a solid foundation in physics, chemistry, and mathematics?
Okay. So
Because you mentioned 5 pillars, right? So, what's your answer to it? If you were again, let's say, if you were in mid-12th again or 11th again, what would you do now, which you have not done previously?
firstly, I'll make sure that my notes, which I'm taking from a good source, should be there. I have to prepare my notes properly. The first pillar. Secondly, I have to practice the question of the corresponding chat. Just say we should take the PC run. There are 90 chapters.
Okay, yeah, correct.
So with each chapters, have the proper notes.
Right.
Do the proper practice. This is a workbook or some questions from the previous standard books. Third pillar is previous year. Fourth pillar is test series. Do the test series of complete. You can say mock on that exam. And fifth one is the revision, which is the most fun. Revision through the short notes. So if you have all these 5 pillars, that is I will repeat. That is the notes. Second is the practicing the questions. Third is the you can say the previous years. Fourth is the thesis. Fifth is the short notes.
Okay.
So I mentioned the short note at the fifth because sometimes with the fourth also that is the minimum we had. And fifth one is the ad hoc revision.
And so the next question is, apart from having an academic knowledge, having an academic knowledge is one, I believe so. But what are the other aspects one should be having in order to build their career in science and research?
Apart from the academic knowledge, the one single thing which is should be there in that communication skill, not only just in the science and research, but anything. If you want to build a career in any corporate, any teaching skills, or any as a scientist, first thing is the communication skill, other than the academic. Second is the you can see the non-verbal things like perseverance, determinations. So what I believe always that there are 3 things which should be there with you to achieve anything. That is third there is us.
Correct.
So these 3 parameters will help you to succeed in life in any point of time.
I think you can also help us understand, because in this aspect, I think one of your example which you were sharing with me while you were going in for an interview, you cracked the interview, but there was some example of pizza or something which you were trying to share with me,
Yeah.
but it couldn't happen.
right? So I think that example would perfectly fit in here.
Yeah, actually, that interview that was a creative interview.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that where I could have done better. And that was one of the company which came to our college.
Okay.
And the online test happened in our college. It went well. That we went to interview to the company, which was a full day interview. That it happened for 14 hours. And at the last moment, all the interviews, all the rounds I was taking, people were getting eliminated. And when we reached the final rounds.
Right.
And in the final rounds, that was like a creative interview.
Right.
We were sitting in a cafe where the interviewers were sitting in the arch interview uniform only.
Right.
So we couldn't guess whether our interview going on. We were casually sitting and they randomly given the pizza because it was late night.
Yeah.
And I was so hungry that I took the pizza and ate it myself and didn't say it to anyone.
Okay.
And next year, and I was in that room at that time because I was on the good at the coding now.
Okay.
So, but what happened that as the interview went on, the result came. I saw that only 2% will be selected from my college, and my being the third.
Yeah.
And I analyzed why couldn't get into it because somewhere in their final round that pizza not saying anything here.
That will they were also checking, apart from academic knowledge, they were also checking the interpersonal skills and those perseverance and everything that we were talking about. So though that aspect you would rate on a higher note, apart from you being academically.
Yeah, because they say there's a saying in the corporate world that we can make you technically sound, but we can't make you behaviorally good.
Sure.
We hire people with good behaviors, but technically we can also improve.
Correct. Absolutely. So this was great. Aditya, also help me understand one more thing which is striking me again and again. आपने ये सारे अकॉम्प्लिशमेंट्स कर लिए थे, आप गेट भी दिख रहे थे, आपने जेई भी किया, आपको आईआईटी से वी लेटर भेजा, आपने इसरो भी क्रैक कर लिया एंड यू बोले इस पूरे ड्यूरेशन में आपका एग्जामिनेशन प्रिपरेशन वाला जो जर्नी है ये बहुत लंबा रहा, राइट? इस पूरे ड्यूरेशन में आपकी एज ग्रुप में बहुत ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे भी होते हैं जो ये बोल सकते हैं कि वाई टू स्टडी इन इंडिया, ये चीज़ तो आप बाहर भी कर सकते थे. सो कभी डिड यू एवर थिंक दैट आई विल बी गोइंग अब्रॉड ऑल्सो?
I answered this story by telling my own story that my native is Bihar,
Right.
and border in Delhi. I worked in Bangalore. Now I'm working at Hyderabad.
Okay.
So this is my first day. And if I say that I'm much patriotism to my nation. So thinking about abroad, initially during my college time, I was thinking, okay, college preparation only, that okay, let's go for the MIT. MIT is the best one in the world. But one thing I always observe that anyone who is best in India is the best in the world.
Correct. Yeah.
People from here, IITs, going abroad and leading the organizations.
Correct.
So the Indian culture is always helping me. So I'm deeply rooted to Indian cultures. So I'm never planned for city.
Okay. Great. Just one last question. From a stream point of view, what are the specializations students should pursue in their engineering which can land them into a similar space? For example, if anybody says that, okay, I want to join space agency, or I want to be into astrophysics and all, which specializations will help them in getting into their objectives?
So, see, there's a different revolution happening. Earlier, the industrial revolution happened. Now, computer revolution happened. And there's a craze with all this. Right now, let's go for the computer science. The top rankers go for the computer science. But now there's a boom of AI.
Yeah.
So, AI boom. So, is there? So, still, computer science will be leading in the thing. So, computer science part is the best one. But if you see the future technologies now, there are other space technologies which are being evolving. There's a quantum technology evolving. There's a humanoid, you can say the world is evolving towards a humanoid society now.
Good.
So, the specialization is actually our requirement to be on the base of interest. Area where you are interested in, go for it.
Okay. But don't you think that most of the specialization which you have just mentioned, do we have enough infrastructure available here in India in order to pursue the specialization at the college level?
Right now, it's still under development. organization which are industries are they are trying to set up their cells in the colleges. So so as soon as they need to advance technology.
Right.
So it still is on
I think few of the IITs are now offering AI courses separately, not as a course altogether at the graduation level. Yeah, I think they are offering.
AI is there, computer science and data science is there now. And
Okay, so Aditya, thanks for your time today. Thanks for sharing the wonderful insight with us. I hope you all will be getting the useful insight and some motivation in order to pursue your dreams for engineering. Many aspirants are there. I urge you all, in case you have any specific question for Aditya, please do comment down in the section below. We'll share it with him and possibly he'll be able to answer all of them. And just comment down below whatever questions you have in mind. We'll try to do it. Next time, do also let us know on our podcast who should we get into, who should we call. Okay, so we try to do it on your behalf. There are few podcasts coming over with a few of the notable personalities, and I hope you all will like it. So thanks for joining us today.